Hi, I'm Dr. Jan Taplin, the owner of Chrysalis Chiropractic, and I am here with Crista Schmidtnick, and she wants to share her story about her weight loss journey that she has begun. Welcome, Crista.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about how your weight has been a struggle when you were younger.
I was never as small as my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
my cousins. And so people would always look at, like, are you related to them? I always felt different.
Okay.
I didn't act different per se. I didn't let it bother me,
Mm-hmm.
but, as I got older, it started to.
So when you were younger, people would notice and you just said no big deal, but now that you've gotten older, it's something that you're wanting to make changes on.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you feel that your weight has done for you? What purpose has it served?
Each time something bad happened, I got a little bigger, a little bigger,
Mm-hmm.
a little bigger.
So,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
When I lost my son, I gained 60 pounds in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a security blanket.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually saved me from some injuries,
Okay.
which it has been very beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also prevented me from really putting myself out there as far as advancing my career,
Okay.
things like that.
Because unfortunately the society that we live in looks at someone that's heavier than normal and thinks less of them, which isn't the case.
Right.
Shouldn't be the case, but that's the society we live in.
Right.
And so we either have to learn to just ignore that or do something about it. But the main thing is to do it for yourself.
Right.
And that sounds like that's what you're doing.
Yes. I could really care less what other people...
That's great.
I know I'm fat. I'm actually, one of my doctors called me morbidly obese.
Being told that you were morbidly obese was kind of that shaker for you. And we did talk too about when you took your measurements and how that affected you. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
That was, I could have just curled up in a ball and cried.
Mm-hmm.
If I was 1 inch bigger,
Around.
I want to say around my hips,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been able to measure.
Mm-hmm. But you did take some pictures?
Yep,
Okay.
I actually had my other half take
Okay.
pictures.
Mm-hmm. And you're probably not comfortable sharing those now, but once you reach your goal, to look back and share those, perhaps?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as far as when I reach my goal weight, which I don't have a set goal weight right now.
That's fine. Mm-hmm.
My initial goal is to get to 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put the pressure of that I have to reach 150.
Right. Mm-hmm. Good.
Because I'm not sure. I don't know where
Mm-hmm.
where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a very high self-esteem, but the confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're different. Some people say, well, self-esteem, confidence, they're the same.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, not necessarily.
I kind of view them as
Mm-hmm.
being different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind if you look at me from over there, but don't come up. I like to say that I'm actually a bodybuilder underneath my fat suit is how I always say it.
Well, that's awesome.
Because I'm very strong for a girl.
Mm-hmm. So, Crista, can you tell me what's different now versus all the other times that you've tried to lose weight?
I actually have a better understanding of what I need to do.
Okay.
And it's not about need or want.
So I must do this.
Yes.
Yeah, turning those shoulds into I must makes
right.
the difference. Great.
Either I stay like this and wait for the ticking time bomb to go off,
Mm-hmm.
where the weight-induced medical issues would come in.
Right.
because I really felt right before I started that I was on that road.
Okay.
And I was almost to where that stuff would start happening.
Mm-hmm.
The heart disease, diabetes, things like that.
Right.
Um,
So
but-
overall, would you say that your focus is more on health, and then the weight is going to be the side effect of being healthy, that the extra pounds will drop off?
No, they're side by side.
Side by side, okay.
Because, well, I started working on my eating first.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is the most important. If you put the right things in,
Mm-hmm.
the right things will come out,
Yeah.
per se.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was probably, I want to say 2 months after I started changing my eating habits that I actually joined the gym.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
I like to try and get there 3 to 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was an off week. I only made it 2 days.
It's still 2 more days than you were going before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still really good at self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Telling myself not to do that, do this instead.
Or don't do anything at all.
Right. Yeah, I'm really good at telling myself not to
Mhm.
do anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm learning to tell myself to shut up and get to the gym.
We talked a little bit about the way that we say things. And I know a lot of people will say, I need to lose weight. And so we came up with a different way to say that. Do you want to share
Yes.
that? Mm-hmm.
That I am releasing
Mm-hmm.
my weight.
Yes.
It can be lost, and I'm not going to try and find it.
That's right. This time we're losing it. It's gone. Yeah.
I'm not going to search for it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't think that the way they say things and the words that they use make a difference. I think that they do. And so if we want to say what we want and not what we don't want,
Right.
and we want to make it make sense. So if we lose weight, or we lose our keys, or we lose anything, we want to go find it.
Right.
And the last thing we want to do is go find that weight that we just got rid of.
Right.
So we release the weight and let it go forever somewhere else. And that's
Yes.
what we want to do.
Yes.
Mhm.
Release and just let it go.
Let it go. So what role was food fulfilling there?
Comfort.
So have you figured out new ways to comfort yourself?
Yes. I've had to, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
When my biggest was 330 pounds.
Okay.
And I was disgusted with myself. It's like, how did I get this big?
Mm-hmm.
And so I started changing my eating habits a little bit here and there, and some of the weight came off, and then I was like, oh, this is a lot of work.
Everything in life that's worth getting is work.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But so I stopped for a while, done a lot of research. I've researched pretty much every diet
Mm-hmm.
that is out there.
And there's a lot of them.
Yes.
So without naming names of diets, can you just share some of the things that you've tried in the past?
I did try, I didn't try any of the prepackaged stuff,
Okay.
the prepackaged meals, because I think it's foolish to pay for food like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's loaded with a whole bunch of different chemicals than if you're actually eating that stuff, making it yourself, it wouldn't have.
Right.
I didn't see a point in that. But I did try a 6-week plan, and it teaches you how to eat better by what your body size and
Did you have to take some sort of quiz or something to help you
No,
identify
I actually got
that?
this big package in the mail. It had a book. I had to pick out my body type,
Oh, okay.
type A, B, C,
Oh, okay.
kind of thing. Depending on where you're heaviest and things like that, depends on
Oh, okay.
what type you were. Then each type had its own diet plan, how you should eat, had its own exercise plan
Okay.
and stuff. So
And did you feel that you followed that pretty well?
I did for the 6 weeks, and I did lose 20 pounds in those 6 weeks.
Okay.
Um,
Then what happened?
I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I got bored.
Okay.
It's like, I started to realize that, I can't do a diet.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a lifestyle change.
Right.
Has to.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I do it for a little bit and stop, the weight comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I think I gained 60 pounds after
What
that.
has been the biggest challenge with this new thing that you're doing, and share what it is you're doing?
Well, it took actually finding you.
I can't take all the credit though.
No.
Because you're the one doing the work.
Right. Well, I had not felt well for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I got sick of myself. And I knew I had to find somebody that knew alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
The past few years I've seen probably over 10 different doctors.
Wow.
I have a few different diagnoses. I've been
Mm-hmm.
on multiple medications. And I'm like, this is not,
Not health.
no,
Mm-hmm.
this is not what I want to do. And I felt some of the medications were actually making me feel worse
Mm-hmm.
because of side effects when they're combined with other medications.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to be more natural.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Needed to get in tune with myself and find healthy stuff that, God gave us that is supposed to make us
Mhm.
feel better.
Stuff that your body naturally wants and needs
Right.
in it to bring that life back out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much why I searched for you.
Mm-hmm.
With your knowledge and with what I've already found,
Mm-hmm.
that things would start to spin that would get me going in the right direction.
Very good. Well, so if you could give advice to people that are searching for something because they just want to lose weight, what's probably the biggest thing?
Patience.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Patience is the biggest thing. You can gain 20 pounds overnight, but it's going to take a few months to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
To lose it and maintain the loss.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to. You don't really want to go in it as thinking, I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'll be where I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lifelong process. Life is more important than just existing. There's more to it than just being here.
Mm-hmm. Actually living it.
Right.
Yeah. Great.
Experiencing it, and it took a little bit, but it clicked in the head, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be happy.
Well, I thank you very much for sharing your journey, and I look forward to the talks that we have as you continue to slim down and get healthier.
Thank you.